Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, guys. I want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as season. I got a word for you. Tap in. So that was my notepad, so I don't think I got a good tapping. So guys, let me jump right in. I want to talk to you all about, are you currently in a season of training, or have you aborted your season and your process of training because it became too petty and you ain't had time, right? Okay. So I say this came to me this morning as I was thinking about some things. And many times, again, we want to assume that everything is an attack or everything is from Satan. Sometimes it's just truly transition. Sometimes it's God having to place you in certain circumstances and situations where he can really kill that flesh and whatever that area that thing is for you. Again, let's be transparent here, since I'm always so honest about patience, being being my not so strong area, but I'm getting better. All right, so there were times I can think about, maybe several years ago, definitely before coronavirus. I was listen. You talking about fussing with God every day? I was in some situations and environments where I felt stuck. Not only did I feel stuck, my patience was being tested and I was stuck. So, okay, if you're not stuck and you have the ability to leave, right? When that patience for me, or whatever your thing is, when that patience for me rises up, I can leave. But think about when that thing, whatever that thing is for you, rises up and you're stuck. So it's like you're forced to deal with it. And I would be so annoyed. Listen, I would be so annoyed, rebuking Satan, because he got me stuck. He got me in this patience, that this situation is causing my patience. I'm talking about rebuking, pleading, anointing, and child. nothing would let up. And now there are certain things that God has released to me that I will say 100% without a doubt, if he didn't trap my behind off and pretty much force me, well, I don't want to say force, but whatever, I ain't had a way, I didn't see a way out, but if I didn't deal with and get through those times, there is no way he would have opened some of the doors that he's opened for me, because many of these doors require patience. And even though, again, I'm not the perfect patient person, there's substantial growth that could have never ever have happened if I would have escaped or ran from the iron sharpening iron feeling. I'll give you another example. I had a staff, the young lady who I said, who saved up enough money to to purchase a vehicle, and I guess a vehicle is your I've made it moment. Do what you do, boo. Right? Okay. But when I first met her, I told her instantly that my spirit had told me that she would be this situation, not me, but the opportunity is going to prepare her for a larger scale, because she's very, 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 very gifted in a couple of areas. Very gifted, but very fight with some confidence and self-esteem issues, as well as triggers that causes one to run when things are uncomfortable. So before God starts to advance you or promote you to your next season, the people, the opportunities, environments are going to be things that are not comfortable, because the environment are the individuals that he used, the things that feels like an attacks or criticism or iron sharpening iron. That opportunity, even though it's uncomfortable, will be used and designed to shape you, to prepare you before the shift. This is why it's also wise to not only want to be around people who don't challenge you, even though challenging is not fun, especially for me being someone who's extremely sensitive. It's crucial. It's crucial. So what will happen is, if you're not careful and if you're not tapped in, when that uncomfortable feeling and things like that rise up, it will feel like an attack, then maybe trigger you. And then you leave and you feel like, well, something's not working, or I'm just no longer happy, or I'm just, and not even realizing it's not an attack. It's God shaping and preparing you for the next level. I was watching her because God had already showed to me how I could get a certain door open for her. I never told her this because I didn't have the okay to tell her this at the time. Maybe it was God wanting to see, because if you can run and keep hopping around every 2 minutes from job to job with a backpack and a suitcase, and and that may even be for some of you, right? No disrespect or harm, but the majority of us, the majority of people, when we're triggered, we run. Why? Because triggers make you feel raw. Triggers make it feels like an attack when truly it's just constructive criticism. So you run, hop, no matter where you go, because you're the problem, right? Not even in a bad way per se, meaning you're the common denominator. So no matter where you go, no matter what job you go to, what state you go to, if you go to this relationship or that marriage, you're the common denominator. So until you process triggers, which are extremely uncomfortable, until you sit there and process it, rather than react to it all the time, you will never be promoted. So because she was triggered about something, about some constructive criticism by coming to work 35 minutes late and not getting approval from me, but getting it from another staff. No. If you're going to be 35 minutes late, things happen all the time. Traffic, whatever. You call me. You don't call my staff because my staff doesn't pay you. You choose to call. Sorry, guys. You choose to call staff because staff will not be able to give you the constructive criticism. Well, listen. Do you think when God... Guys, please forgive me. Let me block this number right quick. Not block it, but try to. Do you think when you start another job... when God opens a door for you and gets you to certain levels, do you think... Sorry, guys. I had to take this. I had to text, rather. Do you think when God opens certain doors for you at the next level, major doors. From a professional standpoint, a business standpoint, that you can walk up into these people's room 40 minutes late. If you can't take constructive criticism about doing that on a job that is very flexible at that, right? Just let your girl know. That's all I'm asking. If you can't take criticism about that, why in the world would God put you in a room full of production and this, and you walking up in these people's room 40 minutes late, didn't call, no. So again, the reason why many people, and so, okay, so if I have to address that, let's just say I have to address that, which I did very, very respectfully, but then she started to get triggered. Why? Because now things are coming up from your childhood. So now it's feeling like an attack, which how in the world can that be an attack by someone calling and asking you, hey, do you think it's proper for you to not, call me? How can that be an attack when you're wrong? It's not an attack. It's the proper thing. But I can't walk on eggshells because you're triggered. You have to sit in that and figure out, okay, where are these other triggers coming from? Because Kizzy is right. She's right. I was 40 minutes late and I should have called. That's facts. That's facts right there. So where is the triggers of this feeling coming from? Maybe it's coming from childhood when they say I wasn't enough. I could never do anything right. I could never get anything right. And now you interpret that me having to correct you and teach you the proper way to do things on a business level because you, quote unquote, want to learn business. Then let me sit here and dissect where these triggers are coming from and be sure I can separate them. Because if I don't separate them, they're going to clash and I'm now going to be in my feelings. And that's what happened. And when she left, and of course, buying the car was that too, but it was also more about what I'm speaking about now too, as well. And when she left, which was fine, right? Because again, God had already told me that would be temporary because it was going to be a test. So anytime that happens, he always prepared me and tell me, listen, don't get too locked in because it's going to be a test. I always know it in advance. Again, it's not often, right? But this happened about maybe 3 times in many, many years. And when she called me, I heard her out. But the whole time she was talking, my spirit was jumping so bad. I wanted to say to her, listen, it is your choice, but God had already showed me in the spirit how he was going to use me to open a door. Because she's a great singer. I'll just say that. God was going to use me to open a gospel. God was going to use me to open a door. Please don't give up because this is your testing season. But I got condemned. Well, convicted. Don't you open your mouth. That's not your job. Don't you open your mouth. So I kept trying to talk around it. More or less like, hey, are you sure it's not a trigger from when I had to address X, Y, and Z, right? I kept talking around it. But I didn't have the okay to say, I'm testing her. I'm going to see if she's going to fail or pass. Because at this point, she's a runner. At this point, so I was like, okay. And boom, assignment over. So please, to any of you, if you feel like you're shut in a certain season and it seems as if you feel stuck, trapped in that one area of struggle, what is your thing? Again, for me, it's patience. It may be fear for you. It may be it can be a number of things. I can't even think right now. But whatever that thing is for you, and it feels like you're like is being challenged 15 times more than usual. God is trying to process you in that area, because you have to be processed in that area before he takes you to the next area. Those of you who are waiting on marriages, husband and wives, like you're complaining and this is an attack, and my kingdom spouse and purpose partners is holed up because Satan is warfare, and that may be true in some scenarios. But could it be you? Could you be the common denominator who have been the cause of all relationships prior to you falling apart, regardless if it's just you accepting certain behaviors? Could it be you? All caps, could. It may not be you, but could it be you? But now God have you in a season where you're single and you're losing your mind and feeling like it's an attack, it's an attack, it's an attack. And truly, he got you stationed there right quick, because he's trying to get you to recognize that area. What is that area for you? And that area may be really testing you right now. It may be your patience. It may be your mouth. He might have you in a job right now where you can't even leave your job if you wanted to, because you just can't. For whatever reason, you just can't. And as much as you want to cuss your boss out or do whatever you do, you can't even do it if you want to, because you can't leave this job, because you may not get another one. So I'm going to keep you right here, and I'm going to let your boss get on your nerves. First of all, they're the boss for a reason, right? People under bosses got to understand a boss wasn't promoted to a boss just because. But you got some workers who want to always no. The boss was promoted for a reason. The boss is a boss for a reason. So now you're in a situation where you may have every right to talk crap to your boss. They may be getting on your nerve. They may be picking on you. But that's the flesh. That's the physical. In the spiritual realm, God is using that to annoy you and to teach you how to process feelings of annoyance, sit in it as uncomfortable as it is, expel it from your spirit, and shut up. And my God, is it hard. Oh, Jesus. Listen, I'm not speaking just to speak, right? I speak from spirit, but many times I'm speaking from experiences. And everything doesn't need to be addressed. And you know what I've learned? When you, and let's be clear, that's a process. That just doesn't happen on the first time. That's a process, a long one. For me, still struggle, but whatever. When you start to master that, you know what happens? The other person, spirit, is convicted so bad that they will come back and apologize to you. But you kept your peace the whole time. Because if you were to snap back, your peace was disturbed. One of my great friends, she taught me that some years ago. And it's true. She used to say all the time, Kizzy, peace is a choice. Peace is a choice. I'm like, what do you mean? How can it be a choice? I can't control who. Peace is a choice. You have to make a decision. I want peace, so I'm not going to respond. I want peace, so I'm going to just, you know what? Let me just go take a ride. So you can't even master closing your mouth on a job that towards someone who's an authority over you, your boss, but you want God to send you a spouse. But you haven't proven the test on the job that you can't let things go and just let God work it out. So what do? You run from the job. Well, you're just running back to your prior season. Again, I don't care how much we want stuff. There's some things I want right now, and God has been clear. God has been clear. You're doing better in this area, but I'm still not going to open that door until you perfect it some more. And I got to take that. Because I know whatever he has for me, right? I know it's for the long haul. So it's better to go ahead and go through this fire now. Because when the door opens, it will be forever. So it's not going to even feel like you missed any time. Because it's going to be forever. The blessing will be so abundant. It's going to be like, all that fire was worth it, honey. So go ahead and pass that test. Bro, sis, pass that test. It's hard. My God. My God, my God, my God, is it hard. But I always ask you guys, how bad do you want it? It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.